Good Saturday afternoon, and welcome to the next edition of my vlog. So, what can we see over there? We have something floating. Now, since I lost Lenny, the Yamabuki, I've been waiting for the right fish to replace him, and there's one fish that I've wanted for this pond since the start, and that's a Harawaki. So I went for a mooch to Tesco's and Dobby's with the wife just an hour ago, and I hadn't been to Dobby's to look at the fish since February. And sure enough, in their big pond there was a Harawaki, quite reasonably priced, so it had to come home with me. I'll get it in a bowl and we'll have a look at it. So here's the fish. Now, looking at it closer, it might not be a Harawaki, it might be a Kikakaroo, or however you pronounce it. But either way, I'm still happy because it's a all white Doitsu fish with yellow markings. I just measured it. It's 30 centimetres nose to tail, and quite a chunky fish. Obviously quite likes its food. I think all that's left to do is really get it in the pond, see how he gets on with the others. Now, as expected, with a new fish in the pond, he or she, I'd imagine with its body profile it's a she, but you can never be certain, is staying quite close to the bottom. Quite interesting, because I measured it, it kind of gives me an idea of how some of the other fish have grown, because I now know that obviously Splodge, for example, the Sankey, has grown quite a bit because it's quite a bit bigger than this fish, and the Sankey was 30 centimetres when I got that, so it's going to take him a little while, or her a little while, to get acclimatised. I've decided I'm going to call it Harriet, just in case it is a Harawaki. Harriet the Harawaki goes quite well. I do have Honey, which is definitely a Kikakaroo, or how you pronounce it, which is that fish there. But Honey always has lots of black on her, whereas the new fish has no black. Anyway, that's it for now. I'm going to let her settle in. It's Sunday lunchtime, and I've just finally got round to fitting the float switch, which you can see there. Turned out to be a bit of a mission, because it had different coloured wires to what we have in the UK, and working out which wire was what from Chinese instructions was quite tricky. It goes to a three-way box which is just there hanging with the wires, but I haven't got round to drilling that to the wall. I'm going to do that later because it's baking hot at the minute. So the pond looks an absolute mess because the skimmer's been off, and I've trimmed all the grass, so the pond is full of grass. So my skimmer is going to be working overtime today. So just a quick update. Catch you later. Good Sunday evening. Well, it's been a beautiful day here in Norfolk. All the foam and grass has gone off the top of the pond. The skimmer has worked its magic. I still haven't put that box on the wall yet. I need to do that. Perhaps do that in a minute. But new fish is doing well. Not the best at feeding. He sort of comes up short of pellets and then tries to suck them in. And of course with my greedy fish, they shoot in front of him and grab them. But, well her, sorry, it's Harriet, isn't it? But she is everything I wanted, colour wise and pattern wise. So I'm really happy with her. It's her in the centre of the picture there. So fish have eaten absolutely shed loads of food today, which isn't going to help my blanket weed issue. I think I'm going to have to bite the bullet and go and get something to treat the blanket weed, because it is on that far side, all along that wall over there. There's tons of the stuff. It sort of snuck up on me, I think. So much that I didn't want to go down the chemical route, I think I'm going to have to. Anyway, probably catch you next when I'm treating for blanket weed. See you in a bit. Good Monday morning, and it's a magnificent Monday morning, and you'll see we have two big gazebos up going the whole length of the garden, and that is because we have a special birthday this week. My youngest is 18, and we've got some family coming over Thursday evening, and in the spirit of social distancing and staying in the garden, we've got these gazebos up because the forecast is rain for Thursday, and we'll have a bit of a Chinese feast under the gazebos. Right, pond stuff. The new fish settling in really well. Not very confident feeder yet, just comes up and takes the odd pellet, and she's a bit slow at doing that, and quite often she lines up a pellet, so slow going for it, one of the other koi shoots in front of her and steals it off her. But she is eating. I am going to keep calling her she, because her name's Harriet. Now, situation with the blanket weed is, I've been looking at it this morning, and I actually do think it's starting to die back. I think the barley straw is having an effect. Yesterday I was all for going to the koi shop this morning and buying some cloverleaf or Colombo blanket answer, or whatever it's called, and putting that in. But today, in the light of day, I'm two minds of just giving this barley straw treatment a little bit longer, because the actual water is crystal clear, and there's no real clumps of it floating around this morning like there was yesterday. And interestingly, since I cleaned the filters out in the pressure filter out on Saturday morning, there's hardly any muck coming through to the floss in the top of the backy shower. So that was virtually as clean this morning as it was when I put it in yesterday morning, fresh. So just thinking of leaving things a little bit longer to see how it develops. Anyway, I'll get back to you in a bit. good Tuesday morning, and it is incredibly hot, and it's only 10:15 in the morning. Now, in the previous video I said I was going to change the floss daily. Well, since I cleaned the pressure filter Saturday and afterwards put fresh floss in here, this is the same bit of floss that's been in since Saturday. Still doing a good job. Water's not bypassing it. So that does lead me to the conclusion that the clean of the pressure filter was desperately needed, because this floss was clogging within 24 hours, and this has been in 3 days. So I am still having to do the skimmer, and I'm having to do the skimmer twice a day at the minute because of little bits of the blanket weed. It's all disappeared off that bag, and most of it has gone off this back wall, so it's hard to show you without using the underwater camera. But I think the barley straw has worked. Surface of the pond's a mess at the minute because the skimmer was clogged, and I've just cleaned it, so it's going to take a half hour to clear all that foam. But rough with the smooth, so to speak. Harriet the Harawaki is doing really well. I'm really happy with her. She's getting more confident as a feeder, and she's down there at the bottom at the minute, look, next to Vader. So water is absolutely crystal at the minute. You can see right down at the bottom with no trouble at all, and actually the bottom looks pretty clean. So I don't know if I'll need to bother getting the hoover out for a little while. Anyway, just updated you on the state of the floss, not fleece, and I'll get back to you in a bit. Good Wednesday morning, and it is baking hot, and it's about 10:30 in the morning, and it is seriously hot already. Now, I did record this piece once, but the RAF decided to fly over and it ruined it, so I'm re-recording. Still got the party gazebo up, because it's my son's 18th tomorrow, as I said in the previous clip. Now, we've had 3 baking hot days on the trot, and what I've been doing to counteract evaporation is I'm running a trickle in all day during the day, but not at night, of RO water, and I don't have any fear of overfilling because there's a low point on that back wall there, which I think you can see without me pointing it out, and the water can literally seep out underneath the rocks, and that's why the grass is a bit longer and greener just the other side of the rocks in the middle of the pond there. So there's no fear of it overfilling while I'm at work or anything. Now, other news is, come around here, I don't know if you can see that, but the blanket weed is all gone. Literally all gone. So the barley straw method has worked. I'm glad I stuck with it. I nearly gave up with it on Monday, but I'm glad I stuck with it, because since Monday it's just evaporated into nothing really, and it's not coming through the pressure filter into the top of the shower because I cleaned the fleece last night, floss, and there was no blanket weed on it at all. Fish are doing great, absolutely loving life at the minute. They are feeding like hungry piranhas. The bottom of the pond is remarkably clean considering I haven't hoovered it for nearly 2 weeks. So yes, very very happy with where the pond is, and probably call it a wrap while we watch the fish, and this will come out on Friday, and then I will see you in the next one. Take care.